Okay, let's talk about Sinners. Now, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen a trillion billion videos and reviews and analysis videos of this movie, right? It's extremely popular right now. But I gotta give my take on it. I gotta give my opinion, you know. But let's get into it. If you haven't watched the movie all yet, go ahead and keep scrolling because I'm gonna be talking about some things that happened in the movie. So just to let you know. Well, Ryan Coogler does it again. He does this shit again. He doesn't fucking miss. He don't miss. He hasn't missed yet, bruh. And it seems like he takes this shit up another level every time. Like, it just gets better and better. The production just gets bigger and better. Continues to push black films, and there's a message behind most, if not all, of his films. You know, there's always a conversation and something you can take away from every time you watch a Ryan Coogler production. Let me just say this. This director and actor duo between Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan has been nothing short of amazing, bro. Like, this duo is, for me personally, is up there with the names of Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro, you know, Quentin Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson. Like, when it's all said and done, they are going to be up there among the iconic director and actor duos in Hollywood. Since we speaking on Michael B. Jordan, let's get into his excellent performance with the characters Smoke and Stack. First off, I want to get into how these characters were written and the purpose of what Smoke and Stack were trying to do. Smoke and Stack, they crime brothers. They get their hands dirty. They might get a little blood spilled in their shoes, you know what I'm saying, to get their bread, to get their motion and power. But there's a bigger purpose behind what they're doing, right? They wanted to create a space where, you know, black people, they can come to dance and have fun drinking and listen to music and eat good food and just enjoy their time, right, to escape the hardships we were going through during that time, right? While all still, hey, this is a business for us, but we create a space for us. Now, the way they did it, is it right morally? No. But you got to think, back at that time, it was extremely hard to get some shit like that done, right? First off, you weren't making enough money. Second, you didn't have the gift of gab and power to even be able to talk to people or whatever to get that type of shit done. And I feel like Smoke and Stack understood that, and they were going to do what they had to do. They was going to get it done by any means, right? If they have to rob a train or man, might have to even shoot a motherfucker, whatever the case may be, bro, they got it done. Like, they remind me of something like Jay-Z and Master P. Like, they are some of the most successful black businessmen we ever seen. And they came into the game with money. And how they got their money, they got their hands dirty, right? They didn't get it, you know, the super legal and right way or whatever, but there was a bigger purpose behind it, and we saw who they were able to become. But let's take a deeper dive into the difference between Smoke and Stack, and ultimately the reason why one survived and one didn't. Smoke, ultra focused, ultra serious, strictly about the business. No cut, no chase, no bullshit, no smiling. Honestly, I can't even think of too many moments where he smiled in this movie. I can't even think of one on the top of my head. You know what I'm saying? Serious, right? And he had the gift of discernment too. Stack, on the other end, he about business too. He about the business. But Stack is more charismatic. He's more charming, right? You see him smiling, right? Like he smiled more. He know how to talk to people or be more accessible for people. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately, him being open like that, I feel like is partially one of the reasons why he didn't survive. Like, if you remember the scene where Smoke is talking to Sam, he's telling him, like, hey, watch out for him because he don't know how to watch his own back. I feel like that was very foreshadowing to what was to come in the future. Like, Stack didn't see everything. I feel like Smoke would have felt the difference of how Mary was acting when she came back into the joint. But Stack doesn't have that protection and gift of discernment like Smoke. Smoke was Stack's protector, but in that moment he couldn't protect him. When I say survive, I mean Smoke survived the evil spirits, right? I know ultimately at the end he decided, really kind of decided to die, but he didn't get caught up or got caught by the evil spirits. So that's what I mean by that. But here's the ultimate reason why Smoke survived. He was protected by Annie. I love the dynamic and relationship between Smoke and Annie. Annie was his spiritual healer and protector, you know, and I feel like that's what black love is, or that's what it's supposed to be, or that's what it used to be. You know, we used to heal and protect each other, not just physically, but spiritually also. And he was literally one of my favorite characters in this film. I love how the way they incorporated the spiritual remedies that we used to use, especially coming from the black women, You know, they used to make it seem like we was evil and witchcraft and witches and all that type of stuff. But those remedies were to protect and heal us. And I feel like we so removed from that today. Like I remember growing up, my mama, my grandmother and my great grandmother doing little certain remedies or whatever. Like especially when we used to get sick and shit. Like they used to tell you, hey, go put that onion. You get a pink eye, go put that onion over your eye. Or they'll put all that type of stuff together, and it used to seem goofy, but it used to actually help. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we so removed from that, but I love them incorporating that into this film. I love the interracial issue or display that they made in this film between Shaq and Mary. Now, my first time watching this, I was like, man, Mary, she a pick me. Man, like, you chasing this nigga, woo, woo, woo. And then I'm like, she the reason why, her little white ass the reason why Stack got fucked up. But when I watched it again, I was able to really soak in what was going on. Mary loved Stack, right? They loved each other. I actually, my second time watching, I wanted them to win. I wanted them to survive and be able to love each other and be together. You know what I'm saying? But it couldn't happen that way because of the times they were in. Either one of them could have gotten hurt, killed, you know what I'm saying, for dealing with each other. So Stack had to run away and just let her live her life because he could lose his life by dealing with her. You know what I'm saying? So it was a real tough situation, but she really wanted to make that work. She was willing to take a risk and take a chance to be with Stack. Me, I do believe in love, no matter the fucking skin color. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, I promise you, we take away all this racial shit that we done went through the history or whatever, and you just put everybody on earth together, I promise you'll see so many people mixing up together like it's nothing, But with all this racial tension and all the stuff, the history and stuff we've been through, it just kind of have to be that way, right? Or it's not really like that nowadays, but it's still, y'all know that. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. Speaking of Stack and Mary, bro, let's get into the freaky shit they was on in this movie, bro. Oh man, that little spit scene. Oh man, hey, not gonna lie, I loved it. I loved it. Speaking of freaky shit, Freak Boy Sammy, Preacher Boy Sammy, Mr. Eat It All Sweaty, Mr. You Ain't Gotta Wash It Up, I'ma still eat it up. But I want to get into the dynamic and relationship of Sammy and Pearline. Look, Pearline was probably significantly older than Sammy. And we don't talk about this enough, but it's a lot of older women who I wouldn't say pray, but they like younger men. They like that energy. They like that sexual tension and energy that young men carry or whatever. And mind you, Pearline got a husband. They don't get into her relationship with her husband, like, if he was cheating or whatever the case may be. But y'all know how it was back in those times. A lot of those men, I mean, hell, men do it today, but especially during those times, them guys used to have fucking whole other families on the side. You know what I'm saying? While being married to another woman, having a family. You know what I'm saying? But I would assume he probably was. And Pearline is having her little fun, right? She having her little fun on the weekend and doing her little side shit. And I feel like we don't talk about that enough. Also, like when we talk about women during those times, we just make it seem like they were just all holy and thou. You know what I'm saying? But I truly believe they used to do their little shit on the side too, because they knew what their husbands were doing. Who were entertaining them on the low. Mind you, during those times, mostly everybody, by the time you got to a certain age, you got married and had a family and everything. Sammy Young, he not there at that point yet. And I feel like Pearline, I wouldn't say took advantage of that, but she saw that. And she saw him looking at her in a lustful way and in certain interests. And she's looking at him, and shit, she finagle her little way. You know what I'm saying? But let's get more to Sammy Moore's character and what he represents. I'm seeing a lot of people compare his story, or it's kind of resemblance, or it represents for like the story of Robert Johnson, and I absolutely agree. I feel like Sammy is a representative or symbolism for all these super talented black artists that we've had in history. And Remick represents as the industry slash Uncle Sam slash all the people that's in power that, try to use and abuse these young talented black artists. Remick sees that Sammy is very talented. He's attracting all these souls and all these people with his music. And music is one of the best ways to attract souls. It's one of the ways to influence people. It's one of the ways to help to create a movement. And Remick sees that. He knows that, and he wants it from Sammy. And Remick wants that culture and story from Sammy, because there's other races that are talented and musical talents and whatever, but it's our story, it's our culture that makes, that plays a big part in our music, that plays a big part in our character in general. And Remick knows that music is one of, if not the biggest influence in life, and it can be used for good or bad. It's just like some of these drill rappers, right? It influence a lot of kids, and those kids go and try to mimic the same thing they're doing that they're saying in these songs or whatever. Like, I listen to drill music. When I listen to some drill artists, like, I be on some dark type timing, you know what I'm saying? Because the beat sounds dark and what they're saying is on some dark shit. Like, it make me want to go spin some shit, and that's not even me. I'm not like that at all. But on the other hand, I can listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it makes me feel happy. It makes me want to, get up and dance and stuff like that. And these labels, who Remick represents for, they understand that, right? And they use a lot of these newer artists or whatever for, like, I wouldn't say they use it for evil, but the outcome is evil. The situation between Sammy and Remick reminds me of Kendrick Lamar's song "For Sale," where Lucifer is talking to Kendrick. He's trying to influence him to sell his soul over to him. Like, he wants to use his talent and gifts and influence for his own gain. And shout out to Jack O'Connor, man. He did an amazing job playing this role. I remember my first time seeing him, or at least I thought my first time seeing him, was in Trial by Fire. He did an amazing job in that role too. If you haven't saw that movie, go watch that too. But I love how the way they made this character. They made this villain. They made this antagonist. He doesn't come at you right off the rip like, "Oh," and all that type of stuff. He comes at you nice and easy. He understands how to, talk to people and he understands things. He's not like just completely oblivious and uncultured, as I want to say. I love how the way they didn't just make his intention just, "Oh, y'all just black. I want to kill y'all because y'all black." No, I just want power over all you motherfuckers, right? You little Asians that's in there, yeah, you too. You little white girl that's in there, yeah, you too. Now, Sammy, I want you the most, right? I do love your culture and your story and your talent, and I can use that for good, evil, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I can use it for my own good. But I just want power over all you motherfuckers. And the Asian representation in this movie, for the time period and the area that was in, I know that had to be, some deeper meaning and deeper history put in there for a reason. That did pique my interest. But Grace is the fucking reason why that whole ending went down. If her ass would have just been patient, because you had to invite them in, right? The spirits is not just, the evil vampires and spirits is not just go walk in. You had to invite them in. Her ass just had to say, "Come on." Because she was mad about her husband and shit. Goddamn Grace. I didn't peep the first time I watched the movie. Well, my second time watching it, I was like, "Oh man, why the fuck did she do that?" And shout out to Daryl Lindover playing Delta Slim in this movie, bro. Literally one of my favorite characters in here, man. He was funny. But he was also kind of like foreshadowing for Sammy, because, Slim was is a talented musician himself, right? He played the blues, and he tells stories about how, he was captured, to play. He was captured by white people to play and entertain them, and he talks about other horror stories of some of his fellow black peers and some of the things he's seen in them. Like, he just seems like a drunkard, but if you just really listen to him, he's seen and experienced a lot of shit. This movie was excellent, man. Like, even the ending, bro. I love the ending. Like, Smoke ain't go out on no pussy shit. He went out there bitch chilling all them Ku Klux Klan motherfuckers trying to take back what Smoke and Stack had already bought and earned. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know, that's how they do. That's how they was doing back in them times, bro. We couldn't have shit. Like, we bought this for us. Like, this just, like, can we at least have something for us? And they wanted to take that shit back. But, man, I give this movie 9.5 to 10 out of 10. My first time watching it, I gave it like a 7 to 7.5 out of 10 because I just felt like the beginning was just too long. I'm like, God damn. But my second go around, I understood why it was a little long, because they had to display those layers. We needed those layers of the characters and everything so we could understand the full story. When everything went down or whatever, like, we got the full picture. They needed to show that. I didn't understand it until my second watch. Excellent movie, man. Can't wait to see the next Ryan Coogler film. Greatness, man. Great. We witnessing greatness right now, bro. But comment y'all thoughts on it, man.